Welcome back, homies, to Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And today, what are we? Oh yeah, right. We were going to see if I'm actually gonna do it, and yeah, as it turns out, I'm doing it. I'm doing the burglary.
Oh wow, an entire episode for burglary.
What do you think? This is an ETH stream? Nah, man. All right, so the burglary side missions. Basically, you need to have an appropriate vehicle, and there
And
is only one
suddenly it
appropriate
became
vehicle.
night.
No,
Suddenly it became.
actually, you need to wait until it's 8 p.m. in the game.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't afford appropriate SpongeBob title card, so have this instead.
I didn't even showcase a trick. Right. Yeah. So the whole thing. I forgot I even edited that in the first place.
Jeez.
But yeah. If you do it in the early part of the game, you can really get a lot of money out of it. And
Wow.
sprinting is basically infinite. And on one hand, I would
Oh,
say
wow,
that you don't need infinite sprint, but at the same time, there are some sections where it's a helpful thing to have.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I apparently failed to showcase, one thing you can do, and there are several spots where you can actually do this, is you can just go to one spot where there's two houses you can break into, and the thing is, if you go into the same house again and again and again, obviously it will
Give
it
you
will,
diminishing returns.
it will remember what you have and haven't stolen. But guess what? If you enter a different house, it forgets what you got from the other house, so you can just go back and forth between one house and the other house and just keep on going.
Interesting. Also, I
mean,
should also
you have to remember, man. This is PS2 era programming.
and it's the Keystone Cops.
Yep. Who is
Listen,
voiced by Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I honestly feel it's like Tenpenny would have a bit of a better presence if he didn't have his white boy cops with him. Like it was literally just him.
It's reverse racism. That's what it is.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's just they don't do anything. They just stand there like brain dead dumbasses. Anyway,
they're like, yeah, they're just Tenpenny's lackeys.
yeah. Also interesting. Also, I should have covered this a little bit a bit ago. Basically, we are recording these 3 episodes. Yeah, 3 to finish off this week without D-Pad, who is currently on a trip.
What are you talking about? D-pad is right here, isn't he?
Fuck you. Yeah, it's like I feel Tenpenny would be a lot more. I would see Tenpenny as less of a forced villain if he didn't have his 2 lackeys with him, nearly everywhere. Like that scene, those guys didn't really do anything.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they do sometimes do stuff, but the problem is,
A majority of the time, they're just
well,
we're just standing here.
okay, so somebody in the comments can correct me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, Officer Hernandez, the Mexican guy, I think he only has like one time where he actually speaks, and it's on the phone. Like that call that TJ got in one of the earlier episodes. I think that's the only time.
Basically,
where we
the one
actually
that
hear
warns
Officer Hernandez speak.
Yeah, the one that warns you about leaving town.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the other guy doesn't really do anything else. He just gives off off quote unquote witty comments that are just echoing Tenpenny. It's like
Yeah. I don't think I feel like Officer Pulaski either just should have been scrapped entirely or just not have been
used
Tenpenny's
as
partner
much.
in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's just it's I don't like villains like henchmen that just stand there and do literally nothing in the story. It's like, what are you here for? What is your purpose in the story?
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, Yuyu, we're going to hold this conversation and continue it when we get into the third chunk of the game. Because let me tell you, man, there is one mission where, let's just say they disappear from the story.
Alright.
And by that I mean, Tempany
We killed them.
Tempany Dex,
Yeah.
Officer Hernandez with a shovel orders Pulaski to stand guard over CJ as he digs the grave, and then he tries to kill CJ. It's a stupid cutscene. That's all I can say about it. But we'll get to
Also,
there.
gotta love Ryder just standing in the back of the car. Just stand like that needs to be a fucking that needs to be an emote on a channel. Just Ryder just standing there.
I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
I wouldn't be either, because it's my god.
Yeah.
That is so stupid.
Anyway, this mission we're about to play, robbing Uncle Sam, was actually pretty confusing to me as a kid, because I didn't grow up in the US, so I had no idea who Uncle Sam was supposed to be.
Wow. Granted, I do completely understand.
Yeah, like where does the name Uncle Sam even come from in the first place?
Honestly, I don't actually remember. I'll actually look that up.
Like, I don't think it's Uncle Surface to Air Missile.
No. It's basically just a national personification of the government for United States. Like if you want a clear example, it's the "I want you" guy.
Yeah, no, I do know that one. I do know that poster. Although, admittedly, the only reason why I know it is because it's been pretty much memed to death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm telling you, I cannot take that picture serious anymore.
Oh, so I saw the train in the last mission. And I thought, oh, are we doing that infamous train mission? I was going to comment that, but we got too wrapped up in into the talking about Tenpenny's boys.
No. The infamous train mission, that was a Big Smoke mission, and apparently right now we are focusing on Ryder's missions.
All right.
And one thing I do find interesting is that if you take into account what you're doing in terms of the story, the one thing I always found interesting is that with Ryder, who is one of the two traders from Grove Street, with Ryder you're still doing things for Grove Street in Big Smoke's missions. In Big Smoke's missions, you don't do anything that benefits the Grove Street families at all.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, that's...
want to see what people apparently pay tax money for?
Oh god.
Like, look at that. They've got advanced locks. They've got guards and all that shit. But we have one thing that they don't.
We can climb a fence.
We have guns.
They have guns.
Yeah, but our guns can penetrate padlocks, or not padlocks, code locks.
Well, okay, a lot of guns can do that.
Yeah, but like, how is it supposed to work? Like, does the internal machinery just go?
Yeah,
like,
I have no idea.
It's not supposed to work like that. If anything, that should keep.
Oh boy, we're playing Shenmue. We're playing Shenmue, boys.
You know, the worst thing is, I actually wanted to make a comment on us driving a forklift because I'm actually forklift certified. But then I realized that it's probably been like a year at this point since the last time I hopped onto a forklift in the first place. So, yeah.
So me going the Shenmue route is much better. When's CJ gonna need to find some sailors?
I'm pretty sure he has a lot of other stuff to find.
You know, I've never actually. I actually need to actually play those games.
So do I. I've got the HD version pretty early on when they were made available on Steam. One of the things I do find hilarious is that the Shenmue re-release, at least the one on PC, that was one of the quickest turnaround Sega has done, because Sega nowadays is pretty much known for including the nouveau anti-temper with their games, right? And I'm not gonna make a comment on what my opinion is on the nouveau because,
well, I was confused. Like, wait, why did you get out of the forklift? Oh, random guard.
Yeah, but yeah. So when the when Shenmue HD or Shenmue 1/2 HD was available for pre-orders, a lot of people complained that apparently a over 20-year-old game, or no, I don't think it was over 20 years old when it came out, but it was really fucking old. But people were complaining about how, like, a Dreamcast game, one that you could easily emulate, not that we endorse doing so, split screen games, unless you own a physical copy. But anyway, yeah, people were complaining that a game that is easily obtainable has the nouveau on it, so it was one of the only times where Sega actually removed the nouveau before the game came out.
The first game originally came out on,
It came out on the Dreamcast, so
1999.
I was about to say, it came out on the Dreamcast, so it had to be
and
before.
And the remake came out in 2018. So about, honestly, that's 19 years.
Yeah. And what about Shenmue 2?
Shenmue 2 came out, I want to say that was at least a year or two after. 2 years after, 2001.
All right, so at the time of recording, yeah, that's over 20 years old at this point. And I still haven't played it.
Yeah, neither have I. Neither have I.
I mean, I did try, but if I can be real for a moment, and I need
Guys, could you at least shut the goddamn door? It's like, I don't care about fighters' well-being, but it's like you could have easily lost the stuff you just stole.
Yeah. But to go back to the example of Shenmue, one of the reasons why I actually haven't continued it or picked up yet is because I actually have I wouldn't say it's the game's fault, but there is this guy who I used to hang around with. He was really into Shenmue, and at one point, oh, we're doing this mission.
Oh, we're back to here.
Yeah, we've already seen the mission.
Yeah, you just needed to get to the part where you finished killing him.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But yeah,
so now, how do you gain gangster levels?
Gangster levels. That's basically a tier you get in your weapon skill, and
so the more you use the weapon, the better you'll.
The more you use the weapon, the more skilled at it you become. But the thing is, you can really easily level up your weapons, because what do you think will level up your weapon?
Using them.
Yes, but using them in what way?
Story missions.
Not only story missions, also just in the overworld, and it's primarily if you hit something, you get a higher skill. But guess what? That something doesn't have to be people. It can also be vehicles. So if you if you just find yourself a freeway, you got yourself a grind spot. just keep shooting vehicles, and you'll eventually hit gangster level. And with some weapons, if you reach gangster level, you can actually dual wield them, and you can move while aiming, and it's a really nifty way, I think.
Nice.
I do feel like it's better than how Grand Theft Auto 5 does it, because Grand Theft Auto 5 just has one shooting stat, and well, on one hand, I do realize that, you know, being proficient with a weapon will probably make you more proficient in other weapons. I mean, there's still a difference between one weapon and the other.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we probably mentioned this in the last time, but is that the first time when you gained the gangster level in pistols or SMGs?
No, and I haven't reached gangster level yet.
Okay.
The tip will go like, keep it up and you'll reach gangster level.
Okay.
I do believe at one point I will upgrade my
Nice.
my weapon level.
That was actually kind of nice. That was nice.
Yeah, I do feel
I'm
like
surprised you didn't hit either of those pedestrians.
you'll be surprised. I mean, I'm a good boy. You know, I always obey the traffic rules. I try not to run people over. Why am I not going to the big smoke mission? Why am I not going to the big smoke mission?
Cause
Why
fuck
am I
Big
not going to the
Smoke.
big smoke mission?
Cause fuck Big Smoke.
Did I really just... I could have skipped that. Why did I keep this in?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess maybe so people can see the world.
See the safe spot, or a safe spot.
That as well.
Also, you didn't pick up refill on your ammo, motherfucker.
And that's because there is no ammo to refill.
Oh.
Yeah,
you don't.
You get weapons in your safe house if you do all the graffiti tags. Need I remind you? There's 100 of them scattered across Los Santos.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Tenpenny.
Asshole.
Yo, Carl, see you around.
Fuck they doing over here anyway? Punk ass police.
Those nosy motherfuckers won't leave me alone. Think I'm Mr. Big or something.
But yeah, to finally get to the point I was making, basically, I have a bad experience with somebody who I know liked Shenmue, and yeah, it just kind of made me turn off from the idea of playing it.
Nah, I get that.
Alright then, come on.
Anyway, welcome to the second Big Smoke mission.
Oh boy, how's he going to try and screw us over this time?
He's not trying to screw us over.
Oh please, the cutscene start off with Tenpenny and bitch number 1 walking out.
His name is Pulaski.
If he does something interesting, I'll call him Pulaski. But until then, he's bitch 1.
Bitch 1 implies that there is a bitch 2.
Yeah, Hernandez.
You get this one. Meanwhile, enjoy me getting lost in a game that I've been playing over 10 years.
Okay. My cousin Mary's in there. Sweet, sticky, bud fresh off the plantation. Here, pull up here. Let me do the talking.
Man, I should have known.
Yes, Carl, you should have.
Hey, excuse me, Jose. Yo,
And of
son,
course,
run those
we are
I
intercepting
want that grass.
a fucking Vagos deal.
Hey, fuck you, cabron.
What?
Let me guess, Tenpenny pointed this out to Big Smoke?
I don't know if he did, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because, like, considering the... Yeah, honestly, I feel if you didn't reveal, oh, Tenpenny and Big Smoke are partners in this whole situation, I kind of get the feeling that I probably would have guessed seeing Tenpenny and any other cop walking out of his house. I kind of would have asked that.
Yeah. I mean, Big Smoke being a trader for the Grove Street families, it is something that... It is one of the more famous big twists of in gaming, but... Yeah.
It feels like it could have been done better.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of areas where you can tell that there was a lot of by the way, this is one of the missions where yes, you're absolutely oh, that was quick. This is the kind of mission this is the kind of mission where you do want to have infinite sprint. It really helps.
Yeah, I actually can see that you caught up to him like really well.
Yeah. Oh, the episode is over.
You left it 4 minutes of blackness.
It's a buffer.